Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee, Anxiety, and Love. I am Shelly Rivera. How is everybody doing today? I believe this is the end of August. So, yesterday, my husband CJ, he's like, hey, there's only 4 more months till the end of the year. I'm like, wait, what? What's going on? What happened? Yeah, so September, October, November, December. December, a big year, a big month for me. This is a big year. I'll be turning 50 at the end of this year, so that's kind of exciting. When I say the end of the year, I mean the end of the year. My birthday's on the 30th of December, so practically the end of the year. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. But yesterday evening, if you didn't get out and look at it, there was a super blue moon. Super meaning the moon is closer to the earth than it usually is, so it looks bigger and brighter. Blue moon means it's the second full moon of that same month, so it was a super blue moon. And on a super blue moon, or on blue moons, or full moons, shall I say a full moon? Okay, on full moons, what I typically try to do is get moon water, which I have this little pitcher thing that's a clear glass pitcher. I fill it with water, like filtered water, whatever, and I leave it out in the evening under the moonlight for it to absorb the energy of the moon. I also put out some stones and crystals that I have collected that I use for my meditation and healing and things like that. So I put those out as well, especially when it's a full moon. And last night would have been the perfect opportunity, since it was a super blue moon, for those crystals to really be charged and have so much moonlight energy in them. It was also good to get out and say a few affirmations, or things and goals that you want to bring into you, into your spirit, and things that you are trying to accomplish or deal with, or move away from, or whatever the case may be. Whenever there's a full moon, especially a full moon, anytime under the moonlight has a tremendous abundance of energy. So under any type of moonlight, it is always good to go out and say your prayers or your affirmations, or just speak your goals, or speak the words that you want to happen to you, that you want to get rid of, that you want more of this, or you wish you would accomplish that, or you're going to do this. Moon energy is the best time to do that. Full moon is even better. The energy is more abundant. And super moons, or blue moons, which is a second moon in that same month, there's even more abundance of light energy coming through. So any of those times is a good time to get out and just gaze at the moon and set your intentions or goals, or say your prayers. And that's what CJ and I did last night. And I put out my water, and quietly I spoke words to myself about things that are happening and what's going on. And this morning we woke up to a huge order in our Shopify shop. So we are grateful, and we are truly blessed, and I'm about to cry. But it's been very busy here at the ranch, in a good way. We've had so much coming through. Like I said, that one video that CJ did in the Healthy Hippie Ranch about the barter talk has just sent us into a whirlwind of blessings, and overwhelming blessings at that. And we are truly grateful for everything and everybody who's come through and said words, or offered trades, or purchased from us. Another gift?
Trade.
All right. Um, so yeah, that's what was going on last night, and that's what we did. If you didn't have a chance to do it, like I said, anytime there's a full moon or under the moonlight whatsoever, put some water out there. It doesn't have to be a big pitcher of water. It could be a glass of water, and you drink that in the morning. Just be sure you kind of get to that water before the sun comes up. You want to take it out of the sunlight, and that should be, that would be a good practice to have your morning water and just drink that, and all that energy and the positivity and the cleansing goes into your body, your mind, and your spirit. Today I'm working on a new piece, which is going to be a cell piece. I do have an order that I'm trying to get out that came through in the trade. I got a whole bunch of seed beads from somebody, beautiful colors, and they requested some earrings, just some earrings back, so I'm procrastinating on that because, like I said, I'm not that very creative, so I'm trying to figure out what do I need to do to show my appreciation for what they have given me. The beads were very beautiful, and it was a lot. And beads are they're not expensive, but the amount of beads you need to complete certain projects, then it becomes expensive. You're talking about $3 or $4 a tube of beads, and there's maybe 500 beads in there. Sometimes it takes a whole tube of beads to finish one project, so you have to buy 3 or 4 of those, and it becomes sort of an expense. But I'm very grateful that I received those beads, and I'm trying to come up with some kind of pattern or something to put out for those.
Part of the trade.
That's part of the trade? What is that?
This is a trade that I made with somebody.
Oh, look at that. That's a cactus. What kind of cactus is that?
Not entirely sure, but this was another trade that came with I don't. Oh, mushroom spores. Mushroom spores. I traded mushroom spores for a cactus. Isn't that the coolest?
That's so cool. Yeah, and all of that is literally, all of this is coming out of that one video he did for the barter and trade TikTok, whatever it's called, barter talk or something like that. And yeah, so we've just received an overwhelming abundance of gifts and items and such useful supplies, and
Turkey wing.
yeah, turkey wings and feathers, and I also received some pain butter from somebody on the trade. We also received a reading, a tarot reading. Oh yeah, do you see those feathers?
This is
Okay.
a whole.
That's a whole turkey, like a whole turkey wing.
Sorry, man.
This is my hand. So
It's a whole turkey wing somebody sent us.
yeah, it's just incredible the attention we have gotten from one video, and like I said, we're truly grateful. Yeah, so I also received some pain butter, which is very good for our hands because we're using our hands all the time, and it's going to help us a lot.
Alright.
What do you need?
I was looking forward to showing her to.
Oh, the pain butter. I put it in the refrigerator because it's melting.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And what was I saying?
Grateful.
I lost my train of thought. Grateful. Oh, reading. We received a card reading, a tarot card reading yesterday. We sat down with somebody who traded with us, and we received a reading. And the reading yesterday was emotionally overwhelming. And not in a bad way. It was so much of a confirmation. It was such a big confirmation of what we're doing, how it's come about, the struggles that mainly I've had with all this, and I know we've talked about it as far as my kids, my dad, my mom. My family's very close, and crazy enough, I'm still close with my ex-husband, and that's my process of being still close and keeping family ties with our kids, it's been a very big, overwhelming healing process for me to forgive their father for everything that has happened. And that has been the biggest struggle for me in this journey we're about to take. And like my husband keeps telling me, it's temporary. You know, it's going to be hopefully a year, maybe a little bit longer. We're going to be on the road, you know, driving around, exploring, having adventures. And that sounds like fun. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to be near my kids. I'm not going to be near my grandkids. You know, what if something happens? You know, all these what ifs kept coming up. And my mom's really sick right now. Now, my mom and I know I've mentioned it, are not very close. We really, something happened between the age of 13, 14 with me and my mom. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't. My memory has been so suppressed that I don't even know. I have no clue how we got here, how we got to this such a bad relationship. And we've tried over and over, year after year, to get past it. And she and I both know it just doesn't work. We butt heads all the time, and it just does not work. But she is extremely sick right now. With my brother passing, she doesn't really have anybody to help her. She's pushed so many people away, unfortunately, that she's basically alone, and she's going to be alone. And I had to come to terms with the fact that I'm going to be away further than I want to be if something happens to her. And I have to be okay in a sense with that I've made my decision with my husband. This is my family now. We don't have kids. We have dogs. But I've made my decision with my husband. We've been planning this. We've been working on this for almost 2 years. And granted, what's going on with my mom is not anything dire. She's having surgery on her legs, and she's not going to be able to walk, so she's going to need help, like as a nurse, to move her around and get her up, get her down, get her stuff here and there. But she has options to taking care of those things for her. And once she does that surgery, she's going to be able to rehabilitate, get up, walk around, and she's going to be okay. So it's technically not anything dire, but the way things are nowadays, modern medicine and illnesses and stuff like that, potentially there's always that risk factor. But for the most part, I think she's going to be all right. And even so, I don't think I'm going to be the one that's going to be able to help her the way she wants me to, because she's very she's just her, and it's just really hard to be around her. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I've tried year after year, and especially this year since my brother's been gone, I've tried my hardest, and something is there that just doesn't work with us. I don't know. But in the reading, all this came about, and I asked that specific question as to family and me pursuing this adventure or this dream. And basically, I wasn't given a straightforward, you're doing the right thing, no, you're doing the wrong thing, you need to go back to your family. No, I was given, you need to decide on what your decision is to move forward in whatever path you want to go. And I am extremely excited about the path that I'm taking with my husband. And I know we're going to do well. I know it's going to be hard, extremely hard. But in my mind, I've already done the hard part, taking care of my kids. That was the hard part. When you don't know if you're going to have the job tomorrow, you don't know you're going to have food tomorrow, you don't know if you're going to have a place to stay tomorrow. And the worst part is I can't even deal with that because I have 2 kids to feed. I have 2 kids to clothe. I have 2 kids to take care of. I have 2 kids. If they get sick, it was a different kind of stress. This stress, I think, is more manageable in the fact that if he and I don't eat one day, we're going to be fine. If he and I don't get to shower one day, we're going to be fine. If he and I, don't get enough funds at the moment we need to move to the next city or state or whatever, and we can't move for a week or two, I think we're going to be okay, because it's just going to be us. And it's going to be a different struggle. And the way things are going, I don't see that being as big of a hindrance as I first envisioned it in my head. My head was going so freaking crazy as to this idea of just packing up and going. And it became so much to the point where I was actually following people who live a quote unquote nomadic life. Like, they move from city to city to state, and they are out of an RV, or they're living in a modified van, or they're living out of their car, and they have all this stuff that helps them, meet their necessities and their needs and their food and their shower and things like that. And I started, watching what they're doing, and I started asking questions to them, and they would answer the questions, and I'm like, this is gonna be fine. And that's even why I decided to start doing Coffee, Anxiety, and Love, because the whole point of this is eventually, once we get on the road, this will be somewhat of our travel blog, or my emotional, release to talk to people. And I do hope that once we get on the road, more people will interact with me and the group will open up a little bit more, because I am the type of person that likes to go back and forth and talk to people and hash things out in my head. I know what I want. I know where I'm going. But sometimes I just need to talk to somebody else to get it out there. And that's kind of where I want Coffee, Anxiety, and Love to go. I'm still trying my best to get Luna Fitness up and running. Somehow that's going to fit into the Healthy Hippie Ranch. I know that. It's just right now there's just so much work that needs to be done, and it takes time to do the bead work, and it takes time to pick up the designs. And literally I am graphing everything I do. I literally have this notebook that I go through, and I graph all my patterns. I mean, I have done some stuff in here that I haven't even had a chance to work on, and I have these ideas out there, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the next thing I do. And then something comes up, like I'm still trying to do the Astros theme cowboy hat bands, and I did my brother, my son's like this, and I have it still there sitting there because I haven't been able to finish it. It was just a gift for him, so I'm not in a hurry to finish that. But it's just things like that. I mean, it takes time to do all the work. And the past couple of weeks we've been exhausted, and I'm like, it's just so different sitting here and doing all this stuff, and I'm not even understanding how we get so freaking tired. Like, the second our head hits the pillow, if he and I are not actively on the phone or talking to each other, it will take us less than a minute to fall asleep, because we're that tired from working and doing everything. But that's kind of how I wanted to catch up for the end of the month, getting ready to go into September. Last 4 months of the year, as my husband told me yesterday, getting ready for my 50th, hopefully being on the road within the next few weeks, maybe, or at least getting packed up and prepared to be on the road in the next few weeks. We're going to be having a trade day on Monday, Labor Day, yard sale and trade day. there's a few things I'm going to put out there that we need through the neighborhood and see if we can get that and see how that goes. And I think I've taken up enough of your time, so I think that's going to be it. And we'll convene again tomorrow for September 1 and see what everybody's ambitions and goals are for the next few months to finish out the year of 2023. Love you guys. Shelly Rivera, Coffee, Anxiety, and Love. As always, happy, healthy, prosperous, and abundant Thursday. Love you guys. Bye.